Okay, call 911. Grampy's in the attic again. There he goes. What we got, what I'm looking at is radiant panel. Okay?
Light switches on your right side.
Yeah. And then, also what I'm looking at is this is the garage light. And it's supposed to have a protective cover on it. And I'm up here. And I like this because we got a handle. And then that light is also supposed to have a protective cover on it. But now I'm seeing something that's interesting. Now we're getting interesting, okay? You see that right there? That's an exhaust vent. And then you see that gap right there? That is a ridge vent. That's an exhaust vent. You're not supposed to have two different types of exhaust vent system. Then over here we've got soffit vents. That's the air intake. So what's going to happen is this vent is going to act as an air intake. It's going to short cycle. It's going to go through this ridge vent. And it's going to circle right here. And it's going to cause the lower part of the attic to load up with heat. If that was sealed up and it forced all the soffit air to come up in here, we'd have that. Another thing that we're supposed to have is supposed to have resistive, I guess, dams, but barriers, okay, between the living space and the patio space, the living space and the garage space. We should have dams there so we don't lose the insulation from our living space. The insulation is supposed to be over the living space. That's where it's supposed to be. That's where it's supposed to live. That's where it's supposed to stay. It's not supposed to go anywhere. It's not supposed to go over the garage. It's not supposed to go over the patio. But there's supposed to be a barrier there so it doesn't do that. Okay, now we're coming across here. See those corrugated things right there, those little beige things? Those are called baffles. I don't know why they call them baffles, but they're called baffles. Those are soffit baffles, and those channels allow the air to come up from your continuous soffit vent, and the air comes up over the insulation. All right, and then circles out, and then goes out through your ridge vents. All right, so that's the way the system's supposed to work. And everywhere you have a soffit vent, you're supposed to have a soffit vent baffle. So I come over here, and I've got all this insulation. Is that over living space? Okay, well then we should have a couple soffit baffles over here. We've kind of cheaped out on the soffit baffles. How about that? We don't need soffit baffles over here because we're not holding back any insulation. Another term for that is called wind washing, because there's minerals in the, so as the air is dragged over the insulation, the mineral deposits will collect in the insulation, and the insulation will be compromised. See, that's 17 inches, 16 inches. We got about 15 inches of loose fill. Okay, coming on up here, looking. Kind of studying this a little bit because we're studiers, and we're kind of curious about the deflections we're seeing on the roof. See those little metal tabs right there? Okay, those are spacers. We got the right types of spacers in there. So I don't know what else we can do about that. Okay, let's just move on up here just a little bit more. See, we should have a barrier right there, and we should have a soffit baffle right there. So we're missing about 3 soffit baffles right now. Should have a soffit baffle. Excuse me. Okay, so let's keep on trucking, man. It's supposed to be nice and smooth. There's our depth marker. Okay. There's another one of those. These, we've got more than I thought. It's worse than I thought. The air is just going to circle through that ridge vent. It's going to come in here, and it's going to load up. That's why it's so hot in here. I've got radiant panels. This is insulated well. It's only 95 degrees outside. Oh, there's your soffit baffles. They're just laying over there. You can take those and put them where they belong, I guess. That'd be cool. Well, except for the barriers and some soffit baffles, everything else looks like, and the unconventional, controversial, just wrong attic ventilation, then Everything else looks pretty decent from here.